In the name of the Most High Source, in the name of the ancestors who have mastered featherless flight, to our teachers and those enlightened ones who assist us on our journey, we give thanks and honor, peace, love, joy, light, and blessings. A Whisper from a Redbud Tree by Priest Quentin Ogunwande, in loving memory of the ever-present His Royal Majesty Oba King Koleoso, affectionately known as Baba Ji Koleoso. I had been listening and paying attention. I was downstairs focused on Oshun's shrine. Still quite open, I came to the top of the stairs. Iya Oshuneke said, "Quentin, I have something to show you." By instinct, it seems, I followed her eyes as she looked out the kitchen window into the yard. Immediately, I noticed the tree that had beautifully and gracefully set in that sacred space with a serene statue of Buddha was no longer there. The empty in that space was evident. Unfortunately, the tree had to be cut down, he explained. What type of tree was it? I quickly was prompted by spirit to ask. I did not mean to interrupt you, Queen. Do you know how old the tree was in years, I mean? I wonder how many rings the tree had. She said gently, "You'll need to go and see." As I stepped outside, Ia pointed to the statue that had sat under the tree. Ia said, "Its arm broke off." I looked at the Buddha. Its left arm was missing, but the cut was so clean, it was as if it was made like that. Immediately, I remembered the story of a seeker, a monk, who approached Bodhidharma. He severed his own arm off and offered it to Bodhidharma to prove his determination to gain enlightenment after being denied teachings many times. Most certainly, in many cultures, the body is seen as a sacred temple. We do not examine this story to be gruesome or offend. The act demonstrated the willingness to abandon worldly attachments, including the physical body and desires, in order to reach our absolute truth. Losing his limb did not harm his true inner self. When the seeker told Bodhidharma that his mind still was not at peace, Bodhidharma told him, "Well, bring me your mind," leading the seeker to realize that the mind is fundamentally unobtainable and inherently quiet. Thus, the seeker achieved his personal enlightenment. I noticed Iya Oshuneke held a bottle of water she had not been drinking. She held the bottle up. "This bottle of water has been sitting on Arumala's shrine for quite a while," she said. "It was Oba Koleoso's water. It has his DNA contained within. It came to me that it should be poured for libations where the tree once was. It has been suggested that planet Earth should be called planet Water, as water is almost 70% of the planet. Specifically, the volume of water on the planet is 326 quintillion gallons. We also know almost 70% of the human body is composed of water. Some have speculated water holds quote-unquote soft memory. This is currently being researched. We know most certainly water responds to vibration through semantic observations. Water will respond to different sound frequencies and waves. The water will bend, twist, jump, turn, change direction, and of course, flow with the vibration as we flow to rhythm and vibration. Our voice, our emotions, and our intent are all vibration. When we consider the qualities of water, it is understandable how many cultures across the planet conceive water as a sacred living being and understand its spiritual properties to transfer intention and vibration into the unseen world dimension of spirit. Our ancestors were intelligent to gift us with the ritual of pouring libations, to honor our ancestors and speak what needs to be communicated. The stump of the tree and the roots were still there. I was honored to be able to pour libations in this space. This tree being had given so much beauty and joy. It had absorbed energy. It absorbed energy from Oba Koleoso, from the people, the environment, the spirits that came through, absorbed energy from the sunlight, performing photosynthesis, producing leaves, shade, oxygen, and peace. I went outside thankful for the ancestors, for life, for Oba Koleoso. I approached what was left of the tree with reverence. I knelt down and I felt the moist soil and water seep through my jeans onto my skin. I slowed my breathing, deep and slow. I attempted to count the number of rings, but I could not count them all. I wondered what the tree had experienced, what it had overcame to get to its size. As soon as I took the cap off the water, I was immediately flooded with images of Oba Koleoso pouring libations himself. I began to tap the earth, calling the ancestors to come. Omi Tutu, Ile Tutu, Tutu Laurier. Cool, refreshing, living water, vibrant, that holds memory and conducts energy, electricity. Thanking Oba Koleoso for his guidance and wisdom, thanking the tree for its life by tapping stopped. I touched the root and heard, "Look at my roots, how strong I am." The tree's roots were 3 times, maybe big as my arm. Imagine how deep my roots go. Imagine how deep the depths at which I draw forth nutrients, the nutrients which I absorb from the earth. Imagine the many years, moons, storms, snows, floods, days, and seconds. And yet, and still, I reach towards the sun. I reached towards the sun. I reached towards the sun. The internal sound faded. I remembered Oba Koleoso often reminded us to meditate and pay attention to the lotus flower. The seed of the lotus buries deep into the dark, murky water, often low in oxygen and filled with decaying matter. It must rely on its own stored energy, DNA energy, to sprout roots and a shoot, break through the compacted soil without external sunlight or photosynthesis initially. Once sprouted, the stem or rhizome elongates upward through layers of sediment-laden water. The environment is hostile, clouded with pollutants, debris, and predators like hungry fish and insects. The plant still insists with will to grow resiliently while avoiding entanglements or damage. As the stem approaches the water's surface, It must push with strong force to cut through the tension of the air interface, water interface, and adapt quickly to the sudden exposure to air, wind, and finally direct sunlight. The leaves slowly, victoriously, and brilliantly unfurl, first to capture light, enabling photosynthesis and this brilliant, beautiful bloom flower. Throughout its journey, the lotus contends with fluctuating water levels, temperature changes, competition from other aquatic plants, and potential diseases or other plant-eating animals. Remarkably, the flower's petals remain pristine and unsoiled despite its environment. At night, when its world is dark, it submerges under the water, only to resurrect at the dawning of the sun. Beloved, if the source of all can grant the pond lotus flower the internal innate script to overcome its circumstances and blossom brilliantly in the sun, how much more has the source and our ancestors given us to overcome that which keeps us from peace, joy, manifestation, and elevation. Physically, Ji Koleoso's tree is not there. We cannot see it with our physical eyes, its branches and its blossoms anymore. We may not be able to touch the tree and feel it or hug the tree. However, energetically, the tree still has deep roots. As its roots run deep, likewise, we have deep ancestral roots that can nourish, strengthen, and heal us. The tree whispers, honor always our ancestors, our roots, our planet, as we honor and love ourselves. The whispering redbud tree still reaches towards the light, as must we. Earth, wind, and fire sing, sound, just as light, never dissipates, it only recreates into another space and time. Peace and blessings upon blessings.